Dried apricots. Dried apricots.
Welcome to River Legacy Life Science Center. Today, you will get an inside look of how communication, culture, and work happens here. Let's get started.
Well, River Legacy Living Science Center sort of grew out of the vision of the citizens that sort of came together to develop River Legacy Parks. They sought out some community help. The community came aboard and they formed the River Legacy Foundation, which helped get the park up and running in the early 1990s. But once they saw the value of the park and the beautifulness of it and just the environment that was there, they saw there was a need to continue to preserve it and to create a legacy of stewards who would understand the value of the park and want to preserve it as well. So they felt a need for education. So out of that need for education grew the idea of a facility to provide that education, and that's where River Legacy Living Science Center sort of came about.
A purple. You want to look in the mirror? Purple fish?
Here, you can look in the mirror while she does it, right? Close your eyes.
Go the nights I was
Sona Fish, VP of Manufacturing, Procter & Gamble, says diversity provides a much richer environment, a variety of viewpoints, greater productivity, and most importantly, it makes work more fun and interesting. With nature trails up to 8 miles long, you're bound to find some culture here.
Today was a Saturday.
So volunteers are kind of the core of our foundation. We only have 7 full-time staff members. So we really rely on all those volunteers to keep this place running. We couldn't run all of our education programs if it wasn't for the volunteers. About 200 visitors on those event days. And what we do is they just set up different educational activity booths, and then we have vendors come that will show whatever they are.
Here at River Legacy Life Science Center, you are surrounded by nature. Every plant or tree you walk by are innate, one thing that culture is not. Cultures are invisible to the people who are used to living in them, just like the plants here are thriving in this environment, even though some might originate elsewhere. Each plant can be very similar to its neighbor, but they are all different.
Taking chances and all.
I've been working here since October 2013. I grew up with my back door opening to the park, so it's very near and dear to me. I really like working with the kids and meeting the public, teaching them about this wonderful park and resource that we have in the middle of a very urban environment.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
When she likes to just relax in her forest habitat, she
Everything can be culturally different, especially in business. Here at the River Legacy Life Science Center, you can expect many North American customs and behaviors. Cultures and business practices vary around the world, and within every culture, members display a wide range of communication styles. For example, here in the US and Canada, we greet everyone that walks through the doors as a gesture of friendliness. You will not find a greeter in Germany where they approach more formal. Social customs are also different from greetings. Would a bow be okay? Or would a firm handshake be fine? Even socializing and gift giving is something that needs to be done correctly. One thing's for sure, if you receive a business card in Japan, make sure you hold it with both hands and study it carefully.
That's right, Zach. You don't want to lose a business deal in Japan because of that. Even your style of dress is important in the business world. Always be conscious of what you wear, especially in conservative countries. Another cultural difference in business is time. In North America and Europe, time is money, and it's almost a tangible substance. They have a monochromatic view of time. It's common to follow strict times in these countries, and knowing that a meeting will end exactly on time is part of that aspect.
As you walked away, yeah, you walked away.
I want to make sure that there's something here for everyone. So this year we have Turtle Survival Alliance coming out, bringing turtles. We have U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service bringing endangered species artifacts and a king stay. We have Dallas and Fort Worth Sierra Club promoting their mission as well as our mission to preserving the environment. And then you also have to find wonderful volunteers.
I like turtles. I like turtles.
This Nature Center values education. River Legacy Life Science Center offers classes for children and adults year-round. One factor that often comes up are dimensions of cultural diversity. The way you teach someone can be taken differently whether they come from a high context culture or a low context culture. While low context speakers prefer spoken words to express thoughts and ideas, high context speakers are all about the nonverbal cues to save face and keep social harmony. Teachers all over the globe work with high and low context as well as individualism and collectivism. Those who put on their own interest and family interest ahead of others fall into the collectivism category. Those who work better in tight organizations often fall into the collectivism category. You can find the classes offered at River Legacy Life Science Center at www.riverlegacy.org.
We have a Facebook account. It's Facebook, I think it's at River Legacy Parks or Facebook River Legacy. One of those will find it. Our Twitter account is at RL Science Center. We have Instagram, and we have a Pinterest account as well. That would be River Legacy Living Science Center.
Yeah, there's so many things to do in North Texas.
You guys want to get in here?
People just don't know about it.
So we're just like,
Hi there. Hello. Would she like a little snack?
You want a keychain? I want a keychain.
The term power distance doesn't mean how fast you can run this trail. It, however, means that positions are treated differently in countries. For example, in the US, it would be normal for an intern to approach the CEO of a company, but places like the Philippines, it's understood that power is distributed unequally and an intern is most likely not going to approach the CEO. The same goes with uncertainty avoidance. Hong Kong is okay with lacking predictability, but Japan is opposite and prefers to know what will happen. Every culture is different, whether they prefer to stay task-oriented and get the job done, or instead focus on social orientation where smooth functioning as a team is more important. It's important to see difference as an advantage. As a young adult, you can have short-term orientation and focus on short-term results. As you age, though, it's more common to have long-term oriented goals. The same happens in other countries. That's probably why you don't see 18-year-olds with mortgages.
They can come to our nature school or any of our programs and classes. We also do adult workshops. We have the Saturday programs, and you can just come for free and explore the animals we have in our aquariums and terrariums and our exhibits, and then our nature trails, and kind of see what animals and wildlife you would actually find in the park as well.
When River Legacy Life Science Center opened its doors, they didn't realize then the effect that they would have to each generation. Generational differences can be grouped into 4 groups. We have the matures, born between 1900 and 1945. They lived through the Depression and both world wars. Their work ethics are productivity and timeliness. Next, we have the boomers, born between 1946 and 1964. They lived through an era of prosperity and the Civil Rights Revolution. They are optimistic and have grown used to getting their way. We also have generations X and Y. Born between 1965 and 1982, Generation X watched technology advance before their eyes and truly believed that anything was possible. Finally, we have Generation Y. Born between 1982 and 1991, Generation Y is hopeful and determined to make more money than you.
My fears have gone, saying I will move on.
You know, basically, our philosophy is that if we find someone who has a passion about something, odds are they're going to communicate that and they're going to inspire passion in other people.
Come on, girls, let's go. Hi.
We want them to talk like, how do you feel about the Legacy something center?
No matter where you are, you should be prepared to respond to ethical challenges. You can respond in a couple of different ways. State your case and try to show the other person why your ethics are better than theirs, aka educating, persuading. You can try negotiating, compromising, and find an equal negotiation. By collaboration and problem solving, both sides confront the problem and work to solve it together. Other ways to respond include avoiding accommodating and forcing. By avoiding, you are simply refusing to do business with ethics different than yours. By accommodating, this means that you accept their ethical issues. And finally, by forcing, you are insisting it's your way or the highway. Albert Einstein once said, "Without ethical culture, there is no salvation for humanity."
As a naturalist, I'm also in charge of helping over 50 animals that we have in our facility here. If it's too injured from the wild, we get it, and then we use them we call them our wildlife ambassadors. They're not our pets, they're only here to teach the public about everything that we have here, and all of them were native to Texas.
My heart's daisy.
I am that tiny.
'Cause
By now, it should be clear that working and communicating with different cultures and backgrounds takes work. There are 5 categories that can help promote more productive relationships. Become culturally literate and acknowledge different cultures. View diversity as an opportunity with people with different backgrounds can bring new strengths to the business. Avoid ethocentrism. It's for the best to not feel that your culture is superior than others. Don't condescend. Sometimes even going overboard in trying to make someone feel equal can be condescending. And lastly, create dialogue. It's the most important first step, and it shows mutual respect. With these 5 steps in mind, it's simple to engage, communicate, and get to work.
Yeah, and at 1 o'clock, in about 45 minutes, we're going to do another camping and hiking.
Well, because our mission is education, preservation, and recreation, I see that education is a great way to encourage preservation or preservation mindset, and it also inspires people to go out and enjoy nature as a recreational resource, and I think that's very important. I think it helps people become more aware of what's outside and how they can be a friend to nature. I like to think we also have a role in either shaping family values, say be outside, be healthy, appreciate what's out there, or further those values that families already have as well.
When distinguishing between organizations, take in mind these dimensions. Is there opportunity for growth? Does this company encourage employees to work towards the promotions, or do they prefer you to stay in the job you were hired for? What about tolerance for risk and change? Is change welcomed, or does this company focus on tradition? And lastly, is there emotional support? Does this management truly care about the well-being of employees? These are all great questions to ask before committing to a job.
I love the passionate team of people we work with, who all give it their all every day. I love, particularly when we're working with children, knowing that we're making a difference in those children's lives. We're giving them a gift that we hope will travel forward with them throughout their lives.
Look at this. Hold on. An alligator. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
When trying to find a job, you can get a sense of a company's culture in 5 steps. Step 1, study the physical setting. Is the location filled with nature, or is it in the center of skyscrapers? Step 2, read what the company says about itself. Companies who value are strong and want to be publicized. Step 3, observe communication practices. How are you treated when you walk through the door? Is it a welcoming culture like River Legacy? Step 4, interview company people. You often get the best reviews from those who already have the job. Step 5, learn how people spend their time. The way a company works says more about its culture than the actual work does. It's important to consider all the factors of a company instead of just the salary. According to Business Insider, the average person spends 90,000 hours at work over their lifetime.
That really, I think, kind of drives what all of us do here. There's a Senegalese gentleman by the name of Baba Dioum, who is an environmental spokesman, among other things. And he says something to the effect of, in the end, we will only preserve that which we love. We'll only love that which we understand, and we will only understand that which we are taught. And I think that, in a nutshell, is what we're all about here.
By now, you know that communication, culture, and work play a huge part in your life, whether it's personal or business. Knowing how to communicate effectively in all types of culture will help you in all aspects. Thank you for being here with us at River Legacy Life Science Center.
Visit www.riverlegacy.org.